Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to a new episode of Music with Nick. Today we're gonna explore into more funk and 70s, blues, rock. I do recognize some names on this marathon. I'm super excited. I wanted to thank Dave for sponsoring this marathon. Thank you so much, Dave, for considering, opening up actually 2 marathons. You opened 2 marathons, so thank you so much for the support and for the love, and for supporting our channel. Today we reached 69,000 subscribers. It's unbelievable. I guess slowly but surely we're gonna get to 100, I guess. But I mean, that's not, if that happens, wonderful. If not, it's not so important. What's important is really, to listen to more music, enjoy more music, make you guys happy, and also us. For us, this is just a pleasure to do. And just today when we released this the Steely Dan song that we it was like not like a hidden song, but it's a unreleased song on the Goucher album. It was just super exciting to do, and watch that video if you want to check it out. But yeah, so today we're gonna focus on Dave here, and this is more like, he said, like a 70s marathon of good music. So both artists actually ring a bell here. Bill Withers, I've heard Bill Withers. I think one of his most famous songs is Ain't No Sunshine. Yeah, we did that actually. I think we did it on, I don't know if we did it on the on Patreon, that one, but I remember we did it in live. I don't know if it was, there's something because of block, if he blocks or so, I don't know, but well, let's hope he doesn't, so this marathon sees the light of day. So we're gonna do Bill Withers, Grandma's Hands, and Lovely Day. This is from Just As I Am, from the one from 1971, and Mangerie album 1977. These are the 2 songs we're gonna do by Billy Withers, and then Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers, anthology. This is from 85. And then we're gonna do Grover Washington Jr. 2 songs, Black Forest from Mr. Magic. Oh my god, that album was fantastic. I reacted to one of the songs, and this is from 74, and Prime Cuts from 87. And he specifically told me do Soulful Strut, but the top down version, which I found, and we're gonna do Black Frost. So that's it, guys. Get ready, get yourself some coffee, popcorn, a soda, whatever you like, whatever you love, and let's get into the music. All right, and here we go with the first song, Grandma's Hands. Here we go.
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hand played a tambourine so well. Grandma's hand used to issue out a warning. She'd say, Billy, don't you run so fast, might fall on a piece of glass, might be snakes there in that grass. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand soothe the local unwed mother. Grandma's hand used to ache sometimes and swell. Grandma's hand used to lift her face and tell her, she'd say, baby, Grandma, understand that you really love that man. Put yourself in Jesus' hands. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand used to hand me a piece of candy. Grandma's hand picked me up each time I fell. Grandma's hand Sally came in a handy, she'd say, Matty, don't you whip that boy. What you wanna spank him for? He didn't drop no apple core, but I don't have grandma anymore. If I get to heaven, I'll look for grandma's hand.
Oh man, I wish that song would have been longer. He just started to solo there, the guitar player. Beautiful chord progression, beautiful lyrics about his grandmother, and it's so true that our grandparents are so important to us, to our upbringing, and some of us, have them for the majority of their lives, and some of them we don't like, or we don't even meet them. Like, I never met my grandfather. He died when my dad was still only 8 years old. My grandmother I did meet, and she passed away when I was around 13 years old. And so my grandfather on my mother's side, he passed away around when I was 15. And that was a huge loss to me, because with him I had a great connection. He loved me. I was his favorite grandchild. So funny, because he said, oh, that's the only guy that has something in his head, like, I don't know if that's true, but I was just his favorite, maybe because I was the smallest, I don't know. But and then my grandmother from my mother's side, she unfortunately got Alzheimer's and passed away later. We had already moved to Mexico and she was in a home, and so my mom was taking care of her with the home and visiting, and but for example, look at Alexia. I mean, she lost her grandfather just recently, like 5 years ago, on her mother's side, and she still has a grandmother, both grandmothers from her mother's side and from her father's side. She's 98 years old. Imagine that. Unfortunately, Mario's dad passed away in 2007. I never met him. And she always says, you would have loved that man. He was very, very sweet. And grandparents, that's why I love the lyrics, and I love the beat. Very nice and bluesy, very nice and beautifully sung. And I wish it could have been a little bit longer, but I understand the circumstances. So now let's go with Lovely Day, Bill Withers, and let's continue with him, and let's keep going.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be
Beautiful.
a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me,
The bass line.
seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna instead of me. Always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Okay, before it runs out, because the song is literally almost over in a minute, but beautiful bass line, beautiful way of incorporating, the horn section, the orchestral, the string section, beautifully incorporated. You barely don't notice if you don't pay attention. I was paying a lot of attention just to the lyrics, but also I kind of like get the little, when the violins kick in and then the horns. I don't know if it's trumpets or what kind of horn, but beautiful. And then I love that lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. And it goes over, like he overdubs that, beautifully recorded, beautiful drumming, just fantastic. And I love that we're going to do another track with him, but also with Grover here, Washington. So this music gets me going. Like I love funk, or I don't know, I mean it is bluesy, it's fun. I think it's more on the funky side, but great stuff. I'm loving it. Yeah, beautiful. Wow, it sounded literally like an instrument. Yeah, like there was like not even like a nothing. It was just straight, sung perfectly. Okay, so just the two of us featuring Bill Withers, and this is by Grover, or not Grover. I think it's Grover. Grover Washington Jr. There we go. Grover Washington Jr. Just the two of us from Anthology 85. Yes, let's go. Okay, so on the longest side.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I.
have never heard this song before, ever in my life, but I've heard this, just the two of us. That line, I think I heard that, and you're gonna laugh because this is the second time that I mentioned Austin Powers. The first time was with Burt Bacharach, when I saw him in the first movies on, I don't know, they're in some kind of like getting pulled by a horse, and Burt is literally sitting there singing on the piano, and I don't know what it's called when you get like, oh my god, it's like a fair, you know, a horse. I have no idea how it's called in English, but so the other song, the second movie, I think, or the third, I don't know, Austin Powers, he sings like that line, just the two of us. So that's all I know. That's what I've heard. And when I read the title, I was like, I wonder if that's the Austin Powers. And it is. It is, but I've never heard this song, just like this little line. I love his voice. It's like he has this very particular style to sing, just very, very good. And it's just very, I mean, the music is wonderful. So let's keep going.
Just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
That was amazing. That solo, that sax solo, and also the instrument. I'm literally trying to look it up. What it is, what it's called. I don't know why that invokes so much tropical flavor. I guess it is used, I guess, in pop culture and or in music in general. It's just like a tropical sounding instrument. It's just like it immediately teleports you to the beach. And also being like a beach kid, you know, I grew up literally I grew up in the snow, and then from the time I was 15 years old, it was just beach every day, all day, which is kind of cool. But and also hotels and sunscreen and all that stuff, you know. So it just like you hear it a lot. I don't know what it's called right now. I tried to look. I looked up here anthology, and there's very little information about this. It doesn't even say like instruments. It just says the reception was amazing to this and blah 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 and all this good stuff. But yeah, it's not that important. You guys can tell me if you want. If you, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But great track. I love the solo, the sax solo, man. Okay, let's continue. And bass.
I hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I wanna be the one with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
That's so good.
Just the two of us, building big castles way on high. Just the two of us, you and I.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Let's get it together, baby.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
So good. My God, these chords. Just, I mean, this is music that is so well structured, and there's just the, I can't do it. Just the two of us. Like, it's so, like, imagine being that girl who just recorded that line, and then the song, it just like explodes, you know? Like, I'm that girl on that song and singing that. Great solos, both of them. Not actually, three solos, and then we had a little bit of interplay. Marimba, not marimba. But it sounds more tropical. It's almost like he's playing with shells. Like, it's beautiful. And there's also this nice little drum. It's like a, what is it? Well, it looks like a UFO, right? And then you kind of like hit it wherever you hit it, you're in tune. I think it's tuned to one note, and then all like the scale around that, you're never out of like, you're never out of pitch. You're just like, you hit it in the center, and then you just go around, and whatever you play kind of melts together perfectly. I don't know what it's called either. Sorry, but I love to play that thing. I actually one time I went on the radio with a guy who was playing, and then we figured out what it was tuned in, and I kind of like stayed on that chords and improvised over, and it was really really cool. When I was working in a gallery, I was playing my guitar in the gallery, and then he came by and he was carrying this thing, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play?" You know, that's what I love about music and musicians. You don't even have to talk the same language. You can just speak music. You know, it's like, "Oh, hey, okay, let's go," you know, or whatever. You know. So that's kind of cool. Universal language through instruments. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to continue with more of Mr. Washington Jr. This is the Soulful Strut, and this is the top-down version. Dave twice told me, please do the top-down version. Don't mess up, bro. Okay. So here we go with the top-down version. I'm so happy I can enjoy this music, but it's only because, you know, I learned to appreciate from a very young age just to listen to instrumental music. I think I say this in almost every video. You know, I'm so used to just enjoy music. You know, lyrics are, yes, they're cool and everything, but they're not really that important for me at all. Like for me, it's all about the music, the chords, and this could be like, and if a person would come up to me and say, "Oh my God, this elevator music" or something, I would be like you don't even talk to me anymore, you know, because obviously you have no idea what's going on, because a lot of people would consider this like, or elevator jazz or whatever. I think it's okay. It's not like the most complex music, but it's there to enjoy. And it's like the guy obviously is playing beautiful like melodies, you know, and then he goes into a solo, but the entire interlude to get to that solo is so, you know, it's pleasure for the ears, you know, and then the bass, dum dum bum 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 bum. It's just so good, and even people like, you know, call Steely Dan elevator music, which is just Oh my god, that's like if anybody would say that to me, I'd be so pissed. But well, it is what it is. Some people just don't. There's just people that don't like music. Like I literally know a person that doesn't listen to music, and it's ridiculous because, um, I mean, this person literally watches our videos, and because I mean, I'm not gonna say who it is, but the person says, "Oh, I watch your videos, but I literally like when the music comes on, I just fast forward, like I skip all the music." And I'm like, "Why would you do that?" Like, "Oh, it's because I'm not interested in music." And I'm like, "Wow, like I don't know how that would feel like, because for me, music is literally I don't know, 60% of my life, or whatever, or more. I think way more because I play music, I listen to music. I just love music, Like a movie without music would be not an experience. Yeah, I mean, there is some movies that don't have any music, like No Country for Old Men. I mean, it has like minimal music, literally. Like it's all acting and like very very intense and stuff, but yeah, music is so important, and even music like this that sounds a little bit more commercial, I think has to be appreciated in a way. I don't know, maybe I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but this is a great track. Let's go, let's continue. I'm sorry for the long pause. That's the solo. Yeah, so good. Okay, so now since we're in instrumental territory, I'm gonna throw in at the end of the marathon one of my instrumentals, not my my instrumentals, but something that I would consider goes along with this. But before, we're gonna do Black Frost, and this is the track. I mean, the track that I did from this Mr. Magic was, I think it was Mr. Magic. Yeah, 9 minutes. I'm sure it was. That was just amazing. I was like blown away by this guy. So here we go with Black Frost. Let's see if this one tops the other one. Let's go. amazing. This literally puts me in a trance. It's like this music is so good that like it gets me high, literally high. Like I don't know, what my brain just like is so stimulated that like I don't even need to do drugs. I feel literally like, oh man, I don't know. This is so good, man. This is what I like. This is what I like to hear. It's just like and here the chord progressions are obviously way more, a little bit more technical. But it almost seems like a vamp. It almost seems less chords. But he's just playing way more complicated here. Like the lines and the improvisation just seems a little bit more advanced than the other one. Since the Soulful Strut was more like a commercial song, very easy to listen to. This is more, deep. This is deeper. But this is, for me, this is all I need. I'm gonna look up Black Frost backing track to solo over. And it's not even that difficult, it's just I already know what chords. I don't know, like I can't say the chords right off the top of my head. But if you give me the guitar, I could pretty much say where it is. But this is gonna be fun to play over. Maybe I finally, I mean, I do record I have hundreds of videos that I record, but there's always that one mistake, that keeps happening, or you're suddenly doing something so wonderful, your improvisation is going amazing, and then suddenly there's this one note, where you mess up, and that's what kills it for me. Like I'm not gonna upload something that is full of mistakes, and even if it's just one mistake in 7 minutes, it just kills me, and I'm so mad. But it's a learning curve. I always record myself so I can learn from my mistakes, and I can always see what I'm doing wrong and where I'm doing it wrong, and and that's the way to learn. I think it's very good to record yourself, listen to yourself play. That way you become a clean musician, just more educated. And it's so good to play with backing tracks, because it's like being with a band. You have to respect the other musicians. You turn down the guitar, let the other musicians breathe, like don't just take over, and play always as low as you can, and then you'll get your spot, and then you go to up to 11, which doesn't exist, of course, but I mean, yeah. So man, this is so good. Okay, let's continue. Sorry for talking so much, but there's a lot to talk about here. It's wonderful. Bass here and the drums. They communicate to dum dum bum bum dim dim bum bum. It's like I love there's this communication between, it's bouncing off each other, and to do that live with other musicians and look at their faces, like bum 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 bum, like that's when magic happens in the studio. And it would be crazy cool if we could have some kind of device or time travel machine where we could go into those studio recordings and see them alive as they happened when they were recording, I don't know what, but obviously it's not possible. But it's a magical to listen to this. And even though, yes, there's a lot of editing going on afterwards, but the moment did happen, so cool. 1974, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a time. What a time to be alive, man. And still, you know, I mean, we can still, I'm so happy that we can, like, all, and our kids, and then the kids of our kids, and people in 100, 200 years will be able to listen to this and say, oh, what were these people on, man? You know, and because creativity was at its peak. But also, like, when we listen to Bach and Beethoven and Mozart and Paganini and Vivaldi, and, you know, what were these people on? Why were they so creative? It was a time that there was no, you know, there was no way of shifting your attention elsewhere. It was just, I'm going to be invested in music. That's all I want. Yes, in the 70s, there was TV and blah, blah, blah. There were movies. But it was, we didn't have, you know, phones and video cameras and all this bullshit, you know, that we listen to every day. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm literally trying to educate myself into to use my phone less and less and less until I'm just gonna turn it off. Literally. Now the thing is that I would love to turn it off, but I do have responsibilities. You know, I have to have it on. I have a wife that I have to take care of. She can call me any second. But if I could, I would just turn off my phone and not watch anything, because everything is distracting. Everything is mostly negative. And I don't want to sound ignorant or anything that I should just bury myself, you know, under a stone. But I mean, it is literally better and healthier for people to do that, you know, just like at least one day of a week, just turn everything off, listen to music, go outside, you know, enjoy nature, write, paint, play, you know, be creative, because that creativity is just becoming zero, like with our kids. And I see it with, you know, Alexia's little sister. Like, I don't even know what she does on her phone. It's like she's like moving it, you know, with magic. She's like doing 30 things at once and checking, I don't know, 30 apps. And it's just not normal. You know, it's not natural. It's like reading 5 newspapers at the same time. Yeah, who does that? Who has ever done that? No one. So it's just, you know, and it's just the beginning, you know. So this is going to get worse. And it's going to be like in Back to the Future, remember, when he puts on the glasses, I don't know, or he has like 8 screens and there's like 8 programs at the same time. They were not even that, you know, far off, you know. And that was supposed to happen in 2015. And you remember when Marty McFly goes into the future. So, but yeah, well, I always talk about these things, you know, I always like to ramble a little bit. But hey, so now let me go find a cool tune to match this, and then we'll finish the marathon. All right, so I'm giving up. I have no idea how to match this. But I'm just gonna do from Bill Withers. I'm gonna do like his most famous song, which is "Ain't No Sunshine," and there is a version on Patreon where we react to the live version, but I've never really heard this version from the album "Lean on Me." Well, this is from the best of, but I'm sure this is also on other albums, you know. But yeah, so I literally had all these artists in mind, but I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go the save route, more Bill Withers, and that's it. So here we go with Ain't No Sunshine. I know it's very short, but, you know, let's put it on.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone.
Ooh, yeah.
Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
Beautiful, beautiful. So guess what? What's next on this list? Obviously, Grandma's Hands, and then Lean on Me. Literally the songs we just well, I don't know if we did. Give me a second. Yes, but this version was very, very different from the one that we heard, Alexia and I, because he was just using the acoustic guitar and there was no orchestration. So this was very different. I love that. I know, 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 I know. Like his breath is just like he can sing a lot of words with one. His lungs must be huge. But this was wonderful. Thank you so much again, Dave, for this marathon. I've really, really enjoyed it. I think for me the highlight of the marathon was Black Frost. That was just like different dimension. I was like somewhere, in cloud 9. I loved it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this marathon? What was your favorite track? Let us know. Comment below, and thank you for being here. I see you guys in the next one.